Well, and that's the thing about singleness is like being in middle school. It's awkward for everybody. Like it's like you always go through random seasons and things. But I think in that, like it really isn't. It's not a curse. God doesn't use it to hold over your head. And I think it's the thing I've realized, whether it was in singleness or every season of my life, is I've always had what I needed when I needed it. And if I didn't need it, if I didn't have it at that moment, that means God didn't think I needed it at that moment. Whether it was being single, if I needed a spouse, I would have had it. Whether it was provision in our finances, whether it was wisdom to be a dad now, like whatever I've needed at the moment, God has provided. And so the fact that I don't have it means, God, you must think I don't need it. And so for anybody who's single right now, I would think, know that like God, he's going to bless you. He knows who you're supposed to be with. And this time really is like, be selfish in this time. A pastor telling you to be selfish, but take time to figure out yourself. Do things you want to enjoy.
Go to counseling.
Go to ooh, yes, hallelujah. Go to counseling.
The preemptive counseling.
Come on, because, well, anything you're in can only be as healthy as you are. So people get into a marriage thinking that that person's going to fix them. And if you're half a person and they're half a person, you're not going to be able to be whole. And so I think figuring out who you are, what you've been through, what you enjoy is so important, and take it seriously and enjoy your singleness. Yeah,
There
like
you go.
enjoy it.
For years, Kelly and I have been telling people go to 3 types of counseling. One is pre-marriage counseling.
Yes.
So don't go ask the pastor for counseling after you got the ring.
Yeah,
It's
it's
too late. Or your friends or your peers or a
Yeah.
professional counselor.
Yep.
Then there's preparation for marriage. That's
good,
engagement counseling. Then here's the one people miss, and this is the killer one. First year of marriage, find a couple you love that's older than you. Have them over for dinner once a month. It could be different couples. And just ask the question, is it normal when he?
Yes.
Is it normal when she?
We need all of those.
And just soak that in. I'm so glad that you said that about the counseling. Okay, so I know some single people, and man, they have got a list of who they're looking for. And that person, I listen to their list and I go, that person does not exist.
That's Jesus Christ is who you listed.
That's exactly.
That's Jesus Christ.
Yes. And not in the good biblical marriage analogy way, in a weird perfectionist way. And then other people are like, wow, I think she's the one for me. How do you know? She smiled at me. I mean, it's like what you're saying. They just showed a little affection.
They were ready to go.
What's the balance between those two?
Yeah.
How do I not get that list that's unrealistic? But how do I set that standard? How do I get those two things right?
Yeah, I think they're both equally important. You know, on one side of it, I think it's important to understand what you value and who you're looking for, and I think God knows. The desires and things that you have. I think when we make our list, we make it off what we want, but God knows what we need. And so it's an incomplete list. And so it's not bad to list the things that you want, but God knows if I would have gotten, we both say this, we are not either one of each other's lists. Like I'm not on her list, she's not on my list, but God knows.
So you didn't 6
no.
years old, you weren't wedding photographer
I was not
from
like,
Oklahoma.
Not at all. I think it's so,
Sanctified Instagram.
No, I think it's one of those things that I had a picture in my mind. And that's, I think, the biggest challenge of following God, whether it's in relationships or trying to find your purpose or whatever, is our picture versus God's picture. And in 1 Corinthians 13, it says, we hear in part, we prophesy in part, but one day we will see fully. And so even in our completeness that we feel like we know, it's still a partial picture because of the broken lens of humanity. And so when you're writing a list that you feel like I know and this is who they're going to be, you don't know the full thing. I didn't know I needed someone who was introverted to calm me down and to rein me in. Good. I thought I need some loud person to go back and forth, and God knew that I needed something that could be like, hey, be quiet, calm down, sit down. And so I think it's so important to know what you want, to know what you need, but also trust that, like, God, you know me better than I know me. So there may be some things that aren't on my list, and I think, some people marry the list, and then you're frustrated when that person isn't on your list. But I think it's trusting God and equally trying to be diligent and a good steward.
He's got some edits and adds to your list.
Absolutely, he does. Really